Did it finally just happen? Did Apple just make the iPad Pro one of the most innovative and awesome devices to do music on and to edit content on? I don't know, but we about to talk about it. Let's go. Elbow Media Studio. Before we start, man, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button, the sub, and all that. And if you're looking for any type of equipment, go down to my links. I got links for Zounds where you can go copy you some gear. They got an easy financing program where you don't get charged any interest. And you can definitely start rocking out on some gear today. So definitely do that. And go over to elbowmediastudios.com. We got courses over there. If you're an Akai Force user, we got a course for that. If you're a Beatmaker 3 user, we got a course for that. And we're going to definitely have a course for Logic Pro. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going down. So make sure y'all go check that out. Apple just did a press release saying that they're about to get ready to release Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro on the iPad. Now, for everybody over here that follow me on Elbow Media Studios, y'all already know this is something that we talked about for a very long time. And what I really love about this, let's talk about this in two parts, okay? We're going to talk about Logic Pro first because that's what we do. We do music. I'm also a content creator, so I'm also interested in Final Cut Pro. Even though I don't use Final Cut Pro, I would love to use it on the iPad. But let's just talk about Logic for a minute. Now, everybody, we all know that GarageBand has been awesome, but GarageBand is kind of one of those entry-level type DAWs where it comes free on the iPad. It's fun to use. I think it's dope if you really get into it, but it just didn't have that pro feel. Logic Pro is a pro piece of software that we all been asking for. We've been hitting up Apple like, yo, man, these iPads are just too powerful. We're not being able to utilize the full power. When are y'all going to give us something for us to sink our teeth into? And it looks like they're going to do that with Logic Pro. Now, the funny thing is, I don't even really use Logic Pro, but I know how to use it. I know how to use GarageBand. And if you give me something like that on the iPad, you know that I'm going to use it because I want a pro level piece of software on my iPad. Now, don't get me wrong. Cubase 3 is dope. Beatmaker 3 is dope, but let's just be real. They're just not keeping up with Apple and the way that Apple updates these iPads. And that's a problem for us because don't get me wrong, Beatmaker 3 is still great and it still holds its own. But man, to have Logic Pro instead of using Cubase 3, that's going to be a hard one to try to, you know what I mean, juggle, because you're going to be like, yo, bro, I love Logic Pro. I like Cubase 3, but let's just be real. I don't think it's going to be able to compete with Logic Pro just for the simple fact that Logic Pro is just a dope piece of software and it's Apple. It's what Apple makes. So you already know they're going to keep it up to date. They're going to give us some dope features and we're going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see if it's everything that we hope it would be on the iPad, being able to use touch gestures and being able to use the Apple Pencil. Like, I cannot wait to May 23rd. And May 23rd is the day when they're going to release it. We're going to talk about pricing a little bit later, but let's just live in the moment for a minute. Get down in the comments and let me know how y'all feel about this, because bro, y'all have been talking to me about this for years.
Elbow, are they going to bring Logic Pro? What we going to get? You know, we're going to get Logic Pro. We're going to be able to do what we do on the desktop or on the Mac versus what we do on the iPad.
I can't answer those questions, but I tell you what, on the 23rd, I'm going to definitely be able to answer those questions because you know I'm going to get it and you know I'm going to give y'all some feedback on what I think about it and how I feel about the whole situation. Now, Final Cut Pro. This is going to be an interesting one because I don't use Final Cut anymore because I just didn't like the way the proxies work and the way that they handle the data. I could never get that thing to really work for me. But what I've seen in these videos, and I got B-roll running, it looks dope, man. And I really been wanting to work with the iPad as far as editing goes, but it's just been hard for me to transition over to the iPad. I've been using LumaFusion and some things like that, but I just haven't made it. I haven't made that full commitment over to the iPad. And I don't even really know if I can make a full commitment with Final Cut Pro because I don't use Final Cut Pro. I use DaVinci. But yet I know how to use Final Cut Pro. And from what I'm seeing and the way that they're talking about it, listen, I use my iPhone for everything. I use my iPhone to edit videos on LumaFusion. I use it to take pictures. I use it for a lot of things. If we could take the iPad and pretty much use that as one device to record our beat videos, record content, edit everything right there, do some, minor animation and some stuff like that, it's going to be hard for us not to want to mess around with this, bro. So it's going to definitely be hard for us to stay away from this. I don't really want to go into everything inside of this little article. I will leave a link to the article in the description. You can go read all this stuff yourself. I am just so excited that we no longer have to guess and wonder and hope that, you know what I mean, was Logic Pro ever going to come to the iPad? It's coming. And now, since it's coming, how good is it going to be is going to be the question, right? So let's talk about pricing. It's going to be a subscription-based service. So I'm not really too cool with subscriptions. I don't really like them. But that's just where everybody's going. And I just wish they would just sell us the product. You know what I mean? But I get it. You know what I mean? Even with some of these like Beatmaker 3 and some of these other companies, they're just not making a lot of money. And so I understand the subscription-based payment plan thing or whatever. I get it. You know what I mean? It's just not fun. You know what I'm saying? Like we like ownership, and you're just not going to be able to own it. You're just going to be able to use it, and then you stop paying your subscription, and it doesn't work anymore. So what the prices they're going to do, from what I've read, and I think this is what it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is going to be $5 a piece. So that's going to be $10 if you get them both a month, or it's going to be $100, something like that, a year, if you do that. And to be honest, that's not bad. I mean, $5 a month, like I spend $5 on whatever, you know what I mean, like a Coke or some food or whatever. So I don't really, that's fine. I think I could do that, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm gonna teach it, and I want to show you guys how it works, and I want to show you the features, and I want to show you some of the new tools and the way that how intuitive and how great it will be to be able to touch it and move around and use the Apple Pencil. I can't really wait. But I want to say what's up to Apple, bro. Like, what took you so damn long? You know what I mean? We've been waiting forever for this. I just can't believe it took you years for you to put this out. But now that we got it, I can't wait to see if it's everything that we hoped it would be. And man, it's going down, baby. So make sure you stay locked in. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and do all that. You know what I mean? Man, listen, it's been your boy Marcus Elbow Man over at ElbowMediaStudios.com. Thank you for stopping by. This is big news. I can't wait to hear what you guys got to say in the comment. Let's talk about this, man. We got 2 weeks before this damn thing drop, and I cannot wait. All right, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. One, peace. I'm out.